A child using AAC learns their language system in pretty much the same way that a typically developing child learns their first language, which is by imitating adults who communicate to the child with that language. So what this means is that if you want your child to communicate with you using AAC, you need to communicate with your child using AAC. This concept is called modeling, and it's probably the most important intervention that you can have to motivate your child towards AAC success. The more you model, the greater the chances are that your child's AAC intervention will be successful. Now, a robust AAC system like Avaz has several thousands of words, and for you to be able to model successfully, you have to be fluent in knowing where these words are and picking up the right words to create sentences as you communicate with your child. And this can seem a little daunting just because of the quantity of vocabulary that's in the app. But Avaz has a very interesting way by which you can develop this fluency in a simple, practical way. And this is called Avaz Conversations. So on this screen you see Avaz Conversations for one specific activity, specifically the activity of eating or having conversations during meal times. And you can see that there are 6 different sentences here. And these 6 sentences give you a sampler of the kind of conversation that you should have with a child who's nonverbal. Notice how there are many different kinds of conversations, many different kinds of sentences in this conversation. It's not just requesting. It's more than just requesting. It has all kinds of different sentences. If you look at this particular screen, there are 3 different sets of these 6 conversations. So you can actually swipe left and right to switch between these sets. So there are 18 sentences in all within one specific activity. The way that you practice these sentences is to tap on any one of them. And when you tap a sentence, it goes into the practice mode of Avaz. So it looks exactly the same as Avaz, except that it's in practice mode, so it's guiding you to create this one sentence. And you can see how it does that guidance. You see this little icon is wiggling, so that tells you that that's where you have to click. And if you have to click into a category, then the whole category wiggles so that it's able to take you into this category so that you can tap this word. And using this approach, you can actually specify the entire sentence. You can tap out all of the different words that need to be modeled. This is really useful because, as you see, even after just modeling this one sentence on Avaz, you already know quite a bit about the vocabulary. You know where some of the core words are. You know that you have to go into the actions folder if you have to find actions. You know that if you want to search for breakfast or you want to search for a specific kind of food, you go into the food category. And if you were to do the same thing across all of the different sentences, all the 18 sentences in one activity, then just with 1 or 2 activities, you have a very good idea about how the Avaz vocabulary is laid out, and you have a feel for it. Even if you encounter words in conversation with your child which you haven't practiced before, you have a pretty good idea of where you could go to look for those words. This makes you really good at modeling very fast, and that is the critical step in your ability to help your child develop communication through Avaz.